Yes, Paris, Rome, London, you name it. And I told her, I said, if you want to make it in the big league, you better get down with those SEO strategies. And the poor thing had no idea why the chicken crossed the road. Let me tell you, good times were had on that old yacht. Be a dare and call my agent, please.
Agent, no one knows you. What are you talking about, man?
Okay. Thank you very much. Anywho, such is the price of fame. I don't know if you've seen, but since my last video, I've gotten 20. That's right, 20 views.
Man, I'm pretty sure that's when you're watching your own videos. I don't know why you sit up here lying to people. You sit up here crying.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, where were we? Hello, beautiful YouTube family. Today's video comes from the inspiration of one of my favorite content creators. His name is Roberto Blake. In one of his videos, he says, make 100 crappy videos. I had to look at that. Like, what are you talking about, Roberto? So, he goes on to say, make 100, your first 100 videos will be crappy, which is obvious. Because we don't go into anything else outside of social media videos. I'm sure other things, I'm being dramatic. We don't go into basketball, dribbling the ball 20 times and expecting to be as good as MJ or Kobe, rest in peace. We don't go into art and paint on the canvas 20, 50 times and expect to be one of the best. But I see a lot of YouTubers, myself included, kind of having high expectations for making YouTube videos after about 50, wondering, why am I not getting 1 million views? Well, because practice makes perfect. So your first 100 or more are going to be crappy, obviously. So today, I'm going to spend this time absolutely reading my previous video for filth. So, what that means is that I am going to spend this video critiquing myself from my previous video. Talking about everything I did wrong and what I'm going to do differently this time and going forth to make things go a little bit easier. So the most important part is me learning from my mistakes in a comical way because we must laugh at ourselves. The first thing I must note is that on my previous video, I was not comfortable in front of the camera and it really showed. I was nervous for some reason, as if there was anyone else in the room and as if anyone else was even seeing my videos. I mean, let's be honest, I have no one looking, no one, it doesn't matter, I could fart right now. So I was nervous for some reason and it showed. I was stuttering. I recorded the video and when I finished recording, it was 21 minutes. When I finished editing, it was 6.5-ish. Because I cut out that much of me just stuttering and being nervous and wiping sweat off my brow. For what reason? Now let's cringe a little bit and take a look at what's behind the scenes of my previous video. Keywords is probably the most obvious and most talked about tip because it's honestly that important. Think of the search engine as a bot. It can't see your video. Okay, enough of that. Imagine about 20 minutes of that. I was nervous for some reason. So what I'm going to do this time is make it fun. Because quite honestly, if you're making YouTube videos and it's not fun, you're going to quit eventually. Make it enjoyable for yourself. However, me personally, I'm going to pretend I am just speaking to one of my best friends. I am not going to think about it too much. It's a natural conversation. And when I think about it that way versus, oh, me speaking in front of a camera and who's going to see this, just have a natural conversation with my lens, my camera lens, because that's all it is. And it makes speaking way easier. Another thing I did last time that made speaking in front of the camera so uncomfortable is that I had a script. Now, it wasn't word from word, but I had a lot written on the paper. So I found myself grabbing my pen and scratching it out. Once I finished, no, I'm just speaking. I know the rough facts. I have a few little bullet points. And to be honest, it's just easier to go about it that way. So the second thing that just was not very good about my previous video was the camera quality. Now, when I recorded it, it looked so amazing. I was so highly impressed. You couldn't tell me I wasn't the next producer of Hollywood. But somewhere in between recording it and editing it and uploading it to YouTube, it got distorted a bit. And so it looks like I put no effort into it. I mean, it's not low quality, but it looks like normal camera quality, whereas I spent a little bit of money on an app, and once you're finished, you know, that I spent a little bit of money on an app that allows you to manually change the settings of your camera, and once I finished recording it, it actually looked really good, but for some reason, somewhere in the process, it looked like very basic. The name of the app, because I know someone's going to ask if this video ever gets found. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will put it down in the comments. So I have an iPhone 11 Max Pro, and I think the camera is quite good, but I wanted to have an even better quality, hence me using this app. So this time I am recording on my iPhone 11 Max Pro, but then I also have my Nikon DSLR 3500 digital camera, just so I can compare the quality. Hi. When I was editing, I did a little something with the color and the saturation, so I think this time I won't do that, and just hope that in the process of me actually uploading it to YouTube, it comes out well. So number 3, the mood I was in when I was even recording. I wasn't in a good mood. It was really hot. The yellow hoodie was really thick, plus all these lights on me. It was hot outside, and that's a surprise. It's never hot in England, but it was actually really hot. Probably one of the hottest days this year. And I put the hoodie on thinking, okay, it's a bright yellow. It will help bring out the light in every way and make everything around me a little bit brighter. But what it really did was just make me really hot and really it made me really hot and really irritated, and just made me really want to start recording really fast. So this time, you know, put on a short sleeve and go on with it. So I was hot, I was irritable, I was literally wiping sweat off of my brow in between takes, which kind of goes into my first one of not being comfortable on camera. I was physically not comfortable because I was hot and irritated, and I could barely concentrate on what I was even trying to speak about. Oh, 3.5. I'm going to catch myself right now that I just realized what I'm doing. I am naturally a very fast speaker. In my previous video, because I was on a script, I was taking really great care to speak slowly, whereas this time, because it is a natural conversation, I'm speaking way faster. So I'm going to critique myself right now and slow down and try to have a slower conversation so that my viewers, if I ever get any, can actually understand me. That was 3.5. Did you like that? Now, okay, so number 4 and final, I think, yeah, final, was the same day that I started editing. I had just gotten the new MacBook Pro with Final Cut Pro on it, and I never used this editing app, so my editing skills in the previous video was very subpar, and it shows. So everything has a learning curve, and that is what I'm doing with Final Cut Pro right now. I'm new to editing on this particular app. I've used other apps in the past, but not one like this. It's really different. It's quite complex for someone with no expertise, but I am getting it. Hopefully, once I finish editing this, you guys can see the little bit of upscale I've had in just 1 week of practice. So that is just me this week working on perfecting my craft, critiquing myself, and making 100 crappy videos, learning from my previous mistakes to make better content, better quality camera, lights, action in the future. This is only my second video. I'm not going to beat myself up. It's ridiculous. So if you're out there, if you've somehow found this video and you're a new YouTuber and you're like, oh my goodness, and you're looking at all these big YouTubers, you have to realize that they have been doing this for years, some as much as a decade. Look at their first videos and you'll see, wow, that looks like shit. And just learn from your mistakes. The only real mistake is to constantly make the same mistake without trying to change it. So learn from previous imperfections and just work on it. And that is all for today. If you found my channel, if you've actually found this video, please hit like, hit subscribe. I will be posting every week on whatever days. I'm not gonna act like I have a schedule yet because I'm making 100 crappy videos and I have no viewers or subscribers yet. But I will be posting every week. And yeah, see you guys. Bye.